The music will start now. We're going live now.
I love this. I'm enjoying the music.
Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone that is coming into this broadcast. I like that we're coming to you live from Victoria here in South Africa, giving you raw all the way from Morocco to everyone in the world. That is a lovely song that we come in with. We have one of the very own in the studio with me that will be having this conversation together this hour. It's going to be a lovely time and it's going to be an exciting time in the studio. For those of you joining us, kindly share this program. Let it go viral. Your comment is very important. Like I used to say that your comment is actually the petrol to this show to go forward. So we need that petrol, we need that gas for us to continue on this broadcast. So please join us. Comment, like, send it out, share. Let's do it together. Together we can. Together we will. Together we are in this together. Thank you very much, everyone. Let me take time to greet everyone all over the world. In Africa, where I am in South Africa, Dumela, Ashe, Moloi, in Central Africa, Bonjour to French-speaking countries in Northern Africa and the rest part of the world. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone in Kenya and the East Africa, Abarisa Muchana, to everyone in West Africa, Ekaso in Yoruba land, Kedu in Igbo land. We welcome every one of you to this great time on the African Portal Radio TV International. With one of very own in the studio with me that we'll be having this conversation together. Boy is yeah, Mona Loy is with me in the studio that will be having the conversation together, and it's going to be a lovely and beautiful one indeed. For those of you joining us, thank you very much and welcome. Thank you for the pleasure of your time. Please love, share, comment. Your comment means a lot to us on this broadcast. So please love, comment, share. Let it go viral. The more you share, the more we stand a chance to continue on this program. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. For those of you that already sent your comment through, thank you very, very much. We really thank everyone joining us. Thank you very much. Let me take time to welcome my guest into the podium to the show. Let me take time to bring her onto the spotlight on the African Portal. These are the people that believe in African culture and global culture. These are the people that believe in the existence of the African language and other parts of the world, the indigenous language all over the world. So please join us as we'll be having this conversation together and as we'll be sharing experience and things that you need to know about life as we'll be sharing on this program. Let me welcome one of the great one of the important citizens of the Africa, one of the great women in our society. Let me welcome Mona Liu into the African Portal Radio TV. How are you today?
I am fantastic, Joshua. Let me just tell you one thing. First, you started with music that I adore. So I guess you saw me dancing, right? You did.
Exactly. I
Then
did.
you gave me this wonderful introduction. So I am on fire and I am ready to go. So whoever is watching us, just like Joshua say, Assalamu alaikum, bonjour, good afternoon, hola, ¿cómo estás? Any part of the world, we are welcoming you. And I am certain that we will have a great session today. So let's start.
Indeed, indeed. It's going to be a lovely session. It's going to be a very interesting conversation, and it's going to be a time in the studio that we're going to learn a lot from our past and our present. And we'll talk about the future as well, because the future is very, very important. But what we do today is what determines what future brings. So we have to invest on today so that we can have a better future. And that is the reason why we are putting this conversation together. And to everyone listening to us, this is not going to be a once off show. It's going to be a show that we'll be having every now and then. We're going to have a kind of memorandum of understanding with Mona that we will see how we can work together as a team and make this a kind of conversation that that we'll be having and you will be enjoying and that will be giving a lot of information to people out there. Thank you very much, everyone. I want to say thank you, everyone joining us. We don't owe you anything than to say thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Let me take time to welcome my guest into the studio. Kindly introduce yourself to my listeners, who you are, where you are, and the position you hold in the society.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Morocco, and at age 21, I immigrated to the United States, where I continued my studies. I graduated from the University of Central Florida with master's in political analysis, thinking that I would pursue a career in politics. I interned at the World Trade Center. I interned at the United Nations, and also did few internship with congressmen. So after going through that process, I realized that politics is not congruent with who I am as a person. I wanted more freedom. I wanted to be who I am, who I cherish, what I believe in, and how I want to live my life. Therefore, I entered the corporate world and worked with several organizations in management position. And after that, I realized I had so much to give, a lot inside of me that I need to manifest into my own vision and put it out to reality. So I started my own business back in 2003. Until now, I am a business owner. I created multiple businesses that flourished, sold, and still holding on to others. And today I run multiple businesses. One of them is real estate company that I that caters to foreign nationals and corporations. And through that work, and because I worked with so many nationalities throughout my career, I developed an interest in cultures and communications and different beliefs, cultural stories, also decision making. How do people make decisions from different cultures? So from that stemmed a business that is called Monalu International, where I work with organizations and leaders that are looking to enhance their political, not their political, enhance their cultural intelligence, their cultural mindfulness, so that they increase productivity, harmony, and team performance. Beside that, I serve in many organizations. I been serving in Toastmasters International. I'm not sure whether you, I'm sure you have that in South Africa, and I've been with them for quite some time. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster, which is the highest level of public speaking and leadership. And I founded the American Muslim Chamber of Commerce, led other organization working with several women geared organization that help women develop their skills and leadership and help them become business owners as well. So it's a combination of everything. It's a career of mixed industries that gave me the ability to be here with you and speak to you about the subject that I adore, and that is culture.
Wow, wow, wow. That is lovely, and I like the way you actually you pick it up from the beginning to where you are now, and I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for that beautiful information that you put in space. And the conversation today is going to be two ways. It's going to be two ways. Let me quickly give you the kind of information of what is coming on today's show. As you know, that the African Portal is home for all. It's where one culture, and African language, and it's where we develop the career that we help everyone globally, and it's home for all. It's a global voice. One have a say, and that is the show that is going on right now. To those of you that join us in our show today so far, thank you very much. We just want to say thank you. We have a show that we have with a lady in Florida this morning as well. We just end the show with Latoya Walker with another team from US as well, from Texas, and as well we have the show right now with Mona, that we are having conversation all the way from New York in South Africa, and we are
Well, actually,
here in prayer in South
from Florida. I live in
from
Florida.
Florida, from Florida.
Yes, yes.
Oh, great. From Florida, United States of America. She originally from Morocco and she based in US. She's been in US for a very long time and she's doing so well. She's a businesswoman, a very focused one, a motivational speaker, and as well, she's a consultant as well. So for everything you want to know about her, you're going to connect with us on this program. We are going to make sure that we dish everything out and we spell it word by word for you to have a very beautiful time with us in the studio. Thank you very much, everyone, for the pleasure of your time. We just getting into the business of the day. This is what is coming. We get to a level in this show that will put you on out seat where we'll be throwing some hard question. That is hard talk. We'll be talking about the reality and we'll be talking about the sentiment, how to separate the sentiment from the reality. We'll be talking about that. And at the same time, we will be having a conversation. We'll have time to smile. We will have time to dance. We will have time to laugh. We have time to also listen to some local music as well to prove that we really supporting and promoting African culture. But meanwhile, before I do that, let me firstly appreciate you for the great work you are doing. Well done for being a voice
Thank
out
you.
there. Well done for carrying the banner of Africa up there. Well done for being the voice, for not being an echo. Well done for changing the face of Africa out there. Welcome for believing in the future and in the present life of Africa. Well done for the great job you are doing. We really appreciate it. In times such as this, it's time to look at you in the face and say, well done. We're proud of you. And we say,
Thank you.
well done for the great job you are doing. You see, we're living in a generation whereby people don't appreciate themselves when they are here. They only appreciate themselves when people are far gone. You see, a lot of people travel all the way from America to Morocco just to go and bury a loved one when it's passed on. They start writing a lot. But when the person is alive, they never took any step to even say hello, just a phone call. They never did. So people don't care for each other when they are here. If we always care for ourselves the way we care for people when they die, the world will have been a beautiful place. And that is the narrative we are trying to change on the African portal, to always appreciate ourselves, to always ourselves, to always support ourselves, to always talk good of ourselves, to always showcase the good side of ourselves and our culture and our ideology. That is what the African portal is all about. Thank you very much. So let me quickly take you to one of the important. What is the culture and why do we need to make sure a particular culture is maintained?
Okay. Thank you for that question, Joshua. This is a big subject, and I'll get to it right away. Culture in our context today is an intrinsic way of life that has commonly, uh, though not necessarily consciously, evolved and been agreed upon by people within a particular group. This may have been cultivated over many thousands of years, such as the example of the African Aboriginal cultures, which hopefully you can talk to me about later on at this segment, or over just a few years, as it can be evidenced in the different cultures between generations gaps. Culture can be formed by the history of a particular region or a country. The events of past certainly shape the moods and opinions of people living in that specific country. Now, all cultures are known to have a set of beliefs that define the code of conduct and values for that particular culture. Now, the other question, why should we care? Why should anyone care about culture or cultural differences? Well, there are loads of reasons why we should, all of us, not just particular group of people, everyone that is occupying our world, they should be concerned with learning about cultural differences. It can be fascinating. That's number one. And I am here, and you can tell that I am excited because I am talking about cultures, which obviously in my mind, I am discussing people of this world. My mind is traveling. And through that, it's just fascinating, it's exciting, and it is interesting. So there are people with their own unique, what's the word for it? Idiosyncrasies, if we want to use that word, that some are simply breathtaking, but some others we can find as confusing, and some are, and excuse me for the word, disgusting. And why did I use this word in particular from a different lenses describing a certain culture? If Obviously you don't live here in the States, but last year during the COVID, there was a lot of talk about the Chinese culture and how Chinese eat their food, and there were a large group of people blaming the Chinese for a virus that they had nothing to do with, to be honest, in my thoughts. And they were taking that way of eating as a reason to call a culture disgusting. Who are we to judge anyone? Who are we to decide who is good and who is not good? If it's not good for you, that's okay. If you don't want to eat cockroaches, if you don't want to eat rats, if you don't want to eat snakes, that's okay. However, don't call other people names. Don't call them disgusting. Don't call them any of that. All you can do is ask questions, understand, and respect. No one is asking you to eat anything. No one is asking you to be involved in a behavior that is not so much congruent with your personality. So there is that breathtaking, there is that confusion, and there is that part where people put the blames and point fingers and say, well, my culture is better than your culture, and your culture is better than my culture, so on. There is no culture better than any other culture. We only can say that they are different than ours, or they are different cultures. Another great benefit is once we have a good insight of customs and traditions, we are avoiding and we are containing unnecessary conflict and misunderstanding. If you are familiar with the yoga world, for example, there is a gentleman that I highly recommend you listen to, and that's Sadhguru. Sadhguru, a wise man, that said once, our problems today are not about good versus evil. Our problem today, it's about one man's belief against another man's beliefs. If we sit and think about that deeply, you will find out that studying cultures, studying other people's belief systems, studying other people's tradition is so important. Another thing is culture aren't simply the differences between nations. There can be a difference between communities within your own background. And I am sure you can testify to that in South Africa. And we can talk about youth culture, for instance, that has given birth to a vast array of vernacular and new definitions to common words, which, if unknown, can cause offense where none is intended. So when I go back to my country of origin, and I'm talking about culture, subculture, cultures within cultures, I've been gone for a long time, and every time I go, there are new words, new concepts, and new behaviors that I am not familiar with. I have to accustom myself, adjust myself again, and ask questions within my own native country, or call it my country of birth. I have to ask questions, and I have to be respectful, whether I like it or not. I have to be respectful and understanding for me to avoid unnecessary conflict and promote harmony and understanding. So that's it. I'll let you ask me a question. I'm so passionate about the subject that I could be talking about it for days. But I mean, this is what, in nutshell, what cultures are, and why it's so important for us to understand about different cultures and the cultural difference around the world.
To be honest to you, I'm very, very happy for the way and the manner you actually step in. And that is why I put you on the spotlight, because I want to get a lot from you. Like I said earlier, this is not going to be the end. We're going to make sure that this is a conversation that is always there, so that we can have a kind of great time. Thank you very much, Julius Olagoroye, for your comments. Thank you very much. Keep sharing it, keep talking about it, keep invite more people to send Your comment is actually the petrol to this show. So please keep sending your comment. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you all that you are watching. Thank you very much. So, like I said earlier on, it's a beautiful thing for us to understand where we are coming from. There is a saying that say, if we don't know where we are coming from, it will be difficult for us to know where we are going through. And that is what we are going to. That's why we are doing this kind of show, to sensitize and to educate people the importance of culture, importance of language, especially the indigenous language, because most of the indigenous language today disappearing with speed, especially in Africa.
Mhm.
Let me quickly engage you a bit about your country, Morocco, and about the culture in Morocco. What can you tell us about your, at least you live in Morocco for 21 years before you step out of the country. What can you tell us about your childhood and when you grew up? What do you see when you grow up? What does culture mean to that? I mean, in your country. Can you please give us a bit? Take us back to the line of history and tell us some of the things that you see as you are growing up and how important it is to you.
Thank you for that question. All I can remember from my childhood and from teenage uh, time is all I have are wonderful memories. I can tell you that much. But when you're born, anywhere you are in the world, obviously you're born into a society, into an environment where you think this is it. You're born into this particular way of life, this system of belief, this common behavior, and you're not thinking of others. But luckily, and this goes for a lot of countries in Africa, and they should take that as a richness, and they should take that as a tool to develop and to think about outside of that box where they live. So going back to my years in Morocco, I was always curious. Obviously, my parents, my mom was stay-home mom raising five children, and I am the fourth one, the first girl. My father was a hardworking man that passed away, unfortunately, at when I was 14 or 15. But everything that we had was about family, highly family oriented, group, collective effort on everything and all decisions. Okay. And when you, and high respect, there's a hierarchy, obviously, and there is way of communication. However, because of the location of Morocco, and as we call it, the gate to Africa, or call it the gate from the east, or whatever you want to call it, but the strategic location and the number of tourists we used to receive gave me something that I'm so grateful for today, and that is curiosity to know about the other. So we used to have so many tourists, and tourists want to know about a local population, and I converse with them and ask a lot of questions to know about their way of life. I was always curious, and nothing really shocked me. Everything that I learned, oh, well, so why do you do that? Why is that done your way? How you do it in your country, is that the only way, or are they other ways? So I developed that curiosity. But there's one important thing that we have to mention here, and that is, why do we have several cultures? Why do we have every nation has different culture, and within that nation we do have several cultures, which we call subcultures, because different human groups gave different answers to different problems. The answer to the problem each group gave become codified in the discourse and practices. There is also a component closely related with the languages. And that I'm glad that you mentioned that the languages spoken, the interpretation every culture gives to a word is so different than another group. And because of the high creativity humans have, they're capable of decoding that language into their meaning, into that environment where they were brought up. And I tell you example, I'm sure you have a lot of examples that you can share with us. Uh, the United States is so close to Mexico, okay? But the cultures are so much different, and there is emphasis on the language that can either make it for you or not. And I can tell you, we will get into that later. But for example, in Spanish, we say discutir. Discutir, or English is discuss. In Spanish, discutir. In French, discuter. So when you take, if you are in an environment, a business environment as an example, and you ask, you are an American, Caucasian American, and you have, for example, Mexican worker, and you're asking that Mexican, let's discuss budget. Well, obviously, if we translate the word, it will be discutir. But if you tell a Spanish person, especially from Mexico, vamos a discutir esa cosa, it's going to be offensive because the words don't have the same meaning in those different cultures. So there is a saying that Ludwig, is it Wittgenstein, said, you cannot think about something you cannot name or conceptualize. And this is where languages become so important. And the meaning in my head, if I am speaking in my native language and I want to translate what I am saying in English to my native language, the translation will be way off and the receiver can get lost in what I'm saying. There are words, and I'm sure in African languages, there are words that you cannot find the exact translation in other languages. So how can you expect a person to understand what you have in mind and him not getting the right translation accompanied by the right interpretation of the word? So we have to be cautious. We have to be very aware of the importance of words used, especially languages that are disappearing now into our daily life and our communication and our behavior and our interaction with other people, not only from our own society, from different society. So like you said, languages are so important. Why do we have several cultures? Because we must have several cultures. If we say, for example, in the Amazon, the Colombian Amazon in South America, they have certain plants that are used for medicine that we don't have, or you may not have. Same thing with Africa. I know Africa, there are places where the locals make their create their culture based on certain things that they and only they have in that region. No one else does. So how can we understand it if we don't know the meaning of the plants in the Amazon in Colombia? We can't. We possibly can't, except if we get so close to that culture, understand the word, understand the interpretation of that word. So that's what I have to say about that.
Okay, let me just quickly take it to a level whereby we'll be having the kind of interaction, so that you will not be only one talking, so that we can interact and get some certain things out. Because a lot of people are joining the conversation and they are sending the questions. So if you see me bending down my head, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just responding to some of the messages coming in from the people. You already mentioned my next question to you, which is why should I care about the cultural difference? You already mentioned that. And why do we have several cultures? You're already talking about that as well. What is the significance of the culture in business?
Oh, wow. My goodness, that's what I do, and that's what I help people in the corporate world, help them get closer to culture, for them to do business, put it that way, for them to have harmony in their workplace, for them to inspire their teams to perform to the highest. Imagine you, Joshua, imagine you get assigned to sell a product in, let's say, Cambodia, for example. You don't know anything about Cambodia. Do you think you are going to be able to sell the product in Cambodia?
At all. Not at all.
Okay. So understanding a country's culture is a sign, number one, is a sign of respect. It also helps to foster effective communication, which is a factor in business success. Developing an appreciation for another culture does not have to be really difficult. And I am going to mention few things here that can help your listeners, and they can keep that in mind. Number one, cultural stories. Okay. My ear is falling. Ear is falling off. Excuse me for that. Uh,
No
each
problem.
culture has each culture has an underlying theme, values, and attitudes or attributes such as frugality, trust, endurance. Each country has different values for these. They may be viewed differently in other countries, and in some cases, these themes may translate into various expectations for business partnership and negotiation. The other thing is communication, which we tapped on. In many cultures, communication, and that's including non-verbal, may be subtle and nuanced rather than the direct approach that is associated with many culture. And I live in one. I live in the United States, which most people have a direct way of saying things or communicating their feelings. To learn how people and you market operate, how they use words and phrase, hand gestures, body language, and other cues to communicate is so important. And I find that out every single day. Um, and you have to know about this, not to be in a situation where you're offending someone, you're embarrassing business partners, and also incorporating these into your communication style to serve yourself, serve your clients, serve your market, so on and so forth. So there was a lecture that I gave not a long ago about the ways that you can use visual references to make it easy on cultures that are different than you. And that was a success, and people learned a lot about it. The other thing is decision making. Oh my goodness. How do people make decisions? Is it individually or as a part of a large group? In some countries, especially in my real estate business, when I am working with a lot of Asians, I have to expect this, that they will get their family involved. that if I am working with a young couple, that young couple is not the one making a decision, or they're making decision, but they're not making the decision alone. There is family that comes in, they get their opinion because there is a hierarchy and there is a high level of respect. So we have to be aware, okay, are you talking to the decision maker, or are you talking to someone that will bring in another party to make a decision? In some countries and in some cultures, it takes months to use or issue a group decision or a contract. If you're not aware of that, it will be frustrating, and you will lose business. Unilateral decisions making may be in just some countries and not in so much in other countries. So we have to be aware of that. The other thing, time perception. How do we view time? Like, just we can use our example here. I asked you for the link, and you sent me the link just about not even an hour ago, or before the show. In here, if I had um, a meeting or conference, so I usually receive the links a day prior or even a week prior. Um, so time and the way we do things are different. Deadlines. So if you're talking about time, we're talking about deadlines. While punctuality may be expected in one culture, in other cultures, meeting time might be considered more of a suggestion than a hard and fast schedule. Similarly, some culture may place greater emphasis on long-term planning and overall company's health, rather than through the lens of quarterly fiscal, yearly fiscal, so on and so forth. So there's so much to learn and so much to discuss about this subject. I just give you a brief synopsis of things. Well, I'll let it go down. A brief synopsis of why you should be involved, why you should understand about how people do business in other part of the world. And savvy businesses of all size are realizing the necessity of breaking the global market. So whether you, your company, your government, anyone that is trying to expand, not only expand, but trying to do good business in a multicultural environment, has to be aware of cultures and has to study culture, be respectful of them, and understand how everybody operates. Like I said, I will always go back to there is no culture better than other culture. They're only different cultures, and that's what we have to understand. Are you there, Joshua? Hello. If you are there, give me a sign. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Can you
can
hear
hear you
me?
now. Yes, now I can hear you.
I, all right. Okay. Okay. Okay, beautiful. I just give you time to make sure that you give that explanation because you are a businesswoman and you are doing so well by dealing business with multicultures and different people. Okay, let me quickly give you a kind of a taste of what is happening in Africa. Let me just quickly switch on to a part of music. Let's just have a few African rhythm. Let's enjoy some African beat. Some people are
Yes.
celebrating their birthday today as well. That we need to celebrate their birthday with them as well on this program before we step out. We step out of this program. So before
Uh-huh.
we do that, let's enjoy feel African music. Let's feel some vibe of the what culture is really all about. Some people believe that culture is about a religion. There's difference between the culture and your religion. The two are not the same. It's two different things. So we must not merge the two together. We must understand that the culture stand on its own, the religion stand on its own, and I enjoy it because you are kind of in and out. You see, you are like a door. You see in and out. You grew up in Morocco. You live in another country. I myself as well. I grew up in Nigeria, living in South Africa, but I have my own culture as well, and I have my own dialect. I have my own language. I have something that is so unique. Like, look at the dress that I put on. This is part of the culture. This is part of the Africa.
Beautiful.
I mean, way of dressing. Look at the way you dress. That shows that that is our culture. That is who we are. So let's enjoy few music from Africa before we step on. It's Mother's Day week. We're celebrating Mother's Day from last week. The whole month is going to be for the mother. So let's listen to some of the music, beautiful rhythm from
Yes.
Africa.
Oh, I love it.
Sweet mother, I never forget you. For this summer you suffer me. Sweet mother, I never forget you. For this summer where you suffer for me.
I love that.
When my mother go carry me, she go say my pikin, where do you dey cry? You
Stop,
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 stop, stop, make
make
you
you no
no
cry
cry again,
again.
oh.
When I was sleep, my
My mother
mother
no
go
go sleep.
fed me. She
She
go
go
lie
lie
me
me
well
well
for
for
bed.
bed, oh.
She cover me close, say make me sleep,
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 sleep, my
my
pikin,
pikin,
oh.
oh.
Oh, I love it.
Sweet
Mother,
mother,
oh,
sweet
sweet
mother,
mother,
oh.
oh.
Remember
Woo!
my sweet mother. When I get sick, my mother go cry, cry, cry. She go say instead when I go die, make she die. She go make God, God
God
help
help
me,
me,
God
God
help
help
me,
me,
my
my
pikin,
pikin,
oh.
oh.
Oh, my mother,
I love that.
I love you. My mother no go sleep.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the African Portal Radio TV International, where we make things happen. We are having a beautiful, lovely time here in the studio
Yes.
with one of our very own, with me that we are having this conversation together. It's a beautiful time here in the studio, and I want to guarantee you one thing: you're going to enjoy yourself in this program this hour. Okay, let me quickly take you a bit the disappearance of the African culture and African language. Some of the time, Africa seems to be a kind of continent, and it's not only in Africa; it's happening globally. Some of the language dominates other language that is killing the other language because they see the other language as more superior or more advanced than other language. And I used to tell people there is no such thing. Every language, like you can agree with me. In Morocco, where you grew up, you have your own local language, you have your own local dialect. Then Morocco speak, I think Morocco speak French officially, if I'm not wrong, if I'm correct.
Uh, the language of business is French. There is a Darija, which is the dialect, and there is the Amazigh culture, which is Amazigh language, which is the language of the Aboriginal people, has three different types. So, yes, if we are talking about what you're referring to, French is the the language of business, and there's also English that is rapidly becoming the language. Now, let me make a comment, if you allow me, Joshua.
You can.
I'm telling my African brothers and sisters that if we don't shift our way of thinking, that others are superior, or others' languages are superior, or their belief system is superior, or whatever is superior, we are not going to advance and transform the way we should. It is so rich to know all languages. It's so rich and so important to speak your native, to speak another language and another language and another language. However, your language is part of your identity. Let's put it that way. So when you, as an African, or I am as an African, think that other languages are better than my native, and I am going to adopt them instead of maintaining mine, I am taking away my identity. A part of my identity is gone. Nobody took it away from me. I decided to take it away. So what does that mean? So for us to understand that throughout life, throughout history, throughout, if you study civilizations, you will realize that each era had a language of preference, of business, of diplomacy, and it's been the English language for some time. That does not mean is the language that I should replace mine to be called or to be viewed as civilized or as part of the whatever group we are trying to imitate. Not at all. Stick to your own languages. Stick to your native language. You can add more for flourishment, for prosperity, for whatever you need to do to get you to deal with other culture or do business with other cultures, but never take away from the importance of your native language. And if you are from South Africa, speak the language of the locals with your brother and sister. If you are required to speak different languages, yeah, you can do that. But what we are seeing today, especially the youth, are not even able to express their feelings in their native language. This is dangerous. This is an alarm, a wake-up call that we need to be aware of. And if we are operating from a box, thinking that whatever is important to us is better than our own, we are greatly mistaken. And we need to realize that before it's too late.
No, I want to thank you for that because that is a beautiful contribution there. Like I grew up in a culture, I mean, in a country and a home where we value culture, we value language. My parents let me say the sense in my language and my culture. I'm a Yoruba. I'm a Yoruba from Nigeria. A Yoruba is one of the largest tribe in Africa. Yoruba is one of the largest language speaking. They also speak it. It's official language in Brazil, in Republic of Benin and in Togo, as well in some of the part of the world. So it is a language. It's the only language speak outside Africa. It's very dominant in kind of, I mean, in Brazil. And when I look at the way, and you will agree with me, if you look back 30 years to this time, you will see the way the local language is disappearing. And as an expert, and that is what your calling is all about. That is why I'm engaging you. That what can we do to sustain and maintain our culture and our language?
First thing is we have to amend our way of thinking. It starts right there. Once we amend our way of thinking, then there's got to be some educational programs, some programs that are be beneficial to help people understand the value of not only the language, the value of who they are as people, whatever they are, whether they're Africans, Europeans, American, anywhere. Cherish what you have first. There is a saying, you cannot love somebody until you love yourself. And that's what my fellow Africans have to understand. Got to cherish, love what you have, use it, and export it to the world. You never know what kind of richness you are exporting, what kind of knowledge you are exporting, what kind of philosophies, what kind of wisdom you are exporting to benefit the world. The world today is so much in need of information, knowledge. And I know the African societies have so much to give, but they cannot give much if the way of thinking is others are superior, other languages are superior than ours. There's no way. There is no way. So it has to start at home. It has to and this is a long discussion. We cannot tackle this issue today. This is pretty much a session on its own. How are we going to change the way people think? That's a huge subject. Probably we can talk about that next time. But definitely start from home.
Wow. Thank you very much. I have some display like we already arranged that I'm going to show you. I have few people celebrating their birthday today, and they portray the originality and the culture that we are talking about. So I'm going to put two of them on the spotlight. Look at this. Check this woman out.
My.
Look at that dressing. Look at it. This is pure Africa dress. Look at the dress. Is the way and manner the African woman actually portray themselves. No part of the body exposed. No part of the breast exposed. It's very, it's very, very, very beautiful, and she's so beautiful in it. So what are we saying is that let's embrace our culture. Don't let another man's culture actually overtake our own culture by trying to be like other. Don't try to be like someone else. Just be real. Be yourself. Carry yourself. Wear yourself. And be proud of who you are. So she's celebrating her birthday today, and I want to join the whole world to celebrate this great woman, because she actually portrays the beautiful color of African African attire, and I want to put her on the spotlight right on this program this hour to celebrate her and to also let her know that we appreciate her and we also celebrate this great day with her. Yes. On the African Portal Radio TV. Everyone joining us, please join me to celebrate this great woman. We're going to sing for her. We're going to also show her some love. So she has proved to us that Africa is beautiful, and we have our own way of dressing, and we have our own way of doing things. So kindly join me to celebrate this great woman. Her name is Ronke Ajayi. Her name is Ronke Ajayi. So she's going to be on the spotlight right now. So everyone joining us all over the world, I'm with one of the great African citizens with me, Mona Leo, all the way from US. She's born in Morocco, but based in US. She's a consultant, she's a motivational speaker, and she focuses on African language and African ideology. And we have this great woman, Ronke Ajayi, celebrating her birthday. So today, I want to join with my guest in the studio. Mona, let's sing happy birthday for this
Yes,
great woman of our time. Okay,
I'll
let's
be
go.
happy to. When should we start? Now?
Now, let's start
Okay.
now.
Happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday
you.
to you.
Happy
Happy birthday
birthday to you.
to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday, dear.
birthday
What's your name?
to you. Ronke. Ronke.
Ronke. Happy
Ronke.
birthday to
Day
you.
to you.
Joyeux
We
anniversaire. Joyeux
like that.
anniversaire. Joyeux anniversaire, Luca. Joyeux anniversaire. سنة حلوة يا جميل. سنة حلوة يا جميل. سنة حلوة يا لوكا. سنة حلوة يا جميل. Should we continue with other language now? I want to hear it with
Yes,
in
please,
an African
continue.
language. No, I
Yeah,
want to
please
hear
continue.
it in African. Tell me
Okay.
one.
Okay, let me give you this. Àjọ̀dún ayọ̀ fún ẹ. Àjọ̀dún ayọ̀ fún ẹ. Àjọ̀dún ayọ̀ fún ẹ, Ronke. Àjọ̀dún ayọ̀ fún ẹ. Wow, that is a lovely one. We celebrate you on the African portal. That is what we do. We promote
Yes.
African culture. And thank you very much, Mona, for that beautiful song that you dish out. We wish her long life and prosperity. May the
Yes.
Lord bless a new age, and may she grow in wisdom, and may she grow in more blessing in Jesus' name. Thank you very much, everyone joining us. We celebrate this great woman. Thank you, and God bless you. Okay, that is not end there. We still have one of our own. I think she will actually get into the show. I think she's online. Let's check if we can get her online as well so that we can hear her voice. See the way she dressed. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
This is the
that's
practical aspect of it.
gorgeous.
Look
Oh
at that.
my
Look at
God.
that.
Oh,
And she's
that's
online now.
beauty right there.
She's actually with me on the African Portal Radio TV. So let's celebrate her together. I have my guest in the studio all the way from United States. Mona is based in United States, originally from Morocco, based in United States. She's one of the great motivational speakers. She's on the African Portal right now. So let's sing for, her name is Anu Worship. Her name is Anu.
Ano?
Okay.
Ano?
Anu, yes. Oh, yes. So let's sing for her before I put her on the spotlight. Okay. One,
All
two,
right, let's
three,
do it again.
go. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday, dear
birthday to
Anu.
you, Anu.
Happy
Happy
birthday to
to
you.
you. Okay.
Cumpleaños feliz. Cumpleaños feliz. Cumpleaños feliz, Anu. Cumpleaños feliz.
Wow. Okay, let me sing my own. Let me sing my own. Àjọ̀dún ayọ̀ fún ẹ. Àjọ̀dún ayọ̀ fún ẹ. Àjọ̀dún ayọ̀ fún ẹ, Àánú. Àjọ̀dún ayọ̀ fún ẹ. That is a beautiful one.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mona. I love that. We are promoting African culture. We are promoting the global culture. We are promoting world culture. It's great thing. Embrace your
Yes.
culture. Embrace your language. Don't let your language die in your hands. Now, let me put Anu into the spotlight. Let's hear what she needs to say. Anu, I hope you are there. You can listen to the conversation.
Yes, good evening, Daddy. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, and
Eyes on today.
we are so happy to have you on board. Happy birthday to you. We are celebrating your birthday inside. And I have Mona Leo all the way from United States, from Florida. She's with me in the studio that we are having this conversation together as we are talking about the African culture, and your picture appears
Happy
on our show.
birthday, Anu. You look beautiful. I
Okay.
love
Thank you
that.
so much, Daddy. Thank you so much, Mona. Thank you for celebrating God in my life. The Lord Almighty will honor you. The Lord Almighty will keep you all in the name of Jesus. And African Pot will be moving forward in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Anu. And would you know what, Mona? This is a very funny birthday celebration. Can I tell you something, Mona?
Sure.
She got married last year, December. So this birthday is the first birthday when she become a wife in someone's house. So you can
Oh,
see the significance of this celebration. So she deserves a warm celebration from the whole world, from the
oh
whole
my.
Africa, as a new wife and as a new mother to be, and as a great woman of our time, as we are celebrating the Women's Day, Women's Month, and we celebrate our birthday as well. I know we just want to say happy birthday to you. May you grow in wisdom. May you have more years as you are celebrating your birthday. As now you are not celebrating it alone, you are celebrating it with your husband. You are now a married woman, and we want to say congratulations to you. May God bless you. May this be the beginning for you. May this be the beginning of blessings, of good things, more money in your account, more children in your house, more children, because I want at least 10 boys, 10 girls. So thank you
Yes.
very much, Anu.
Happy
We
anniversary
celebrate.
to you.
Mona is greeting you. Mona is greeting you. Mona, I know.
Happy anniversary, Anu.
God
Happy
bless you.
anniversary.
Thank you. I'm really grateful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Anu. So enjoy the rest of your day. Go to the African Portal. The show is live. Share it. Love it. Let's do it together. God bless you. We celebrate this year with you. By the grace of God, we celebrate with you next year by the grace of God. More years ahead. You will celebrate 60, 70, 80, 160, 200, 250. You will live long to see your children to the fifth generation in Jesus' name. I will soak your life in the blood of Jesus. Continue shining, continue happy, keep on smiling. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, and God bless you. Bye now. Thank
All
you,
right. I
everyone,
guess
joining
we're
us. It's a beautiful time here in Pretoria, South Africa. See these beautiful pictures that we put out there. Those are the people celebrating their birthday today. So, Mona, that is just by the way. Our time is fast spending. I just want us to quickly round up from here. But before we round up, you are kind of a woman that I have already tell you that I'm going to put you on the hot seat and throw some hot question to you. Mona, if you have opportunity, let's say tomorrow morning you wake up in the morning and no, not tomorrow morning, like tonight, you have a nightmare and you discover that lion is chasing you. What are you going to do if lion is chasing? It's a nightmare, you understand? But lion is chasing you. So what are you going to do if that happened to you?
well. I'll tell you what. I am a believing woman.
Hmm,
That's number one. And I
hmm,
say all the time, whatever God has prescribed for me shall be seen. All I need to do
hmm,
is be patient, pray, and have resilience. And really, really, when I say
hmm,
pray, I am talking about strong belief. Now, I am having a nightmare
hmm,
and lions are chasing me. Well, lions can be a significance of different thing in a cultural perspective. Well, I am going
hmm,
to search and see what is the significance of lions. chasing me within my native culture. And I will look and see what it means in others, whether it's danger, whether it's followers that are looking for me to help them thrive. Who knows? Lions are mighty, powerful animals, and they are the kings of the jungle, right? So I
Mm,
will
mm,
look for that significance. But at the same time, whatever's meant to be will be seen. All I need to do is do the right thing every day, believing in myself, not so much in the arrogant way, but believing in what God gave me as tools, as powers to do what's right in this world. If the lion want
mm.
to follow me and the lion wants to chase me, that's that's their business. But what I am in control of is my business that is being prepared to face that situation that is obviously can be frantic, dangerous, and scary. It's up to me to prepare to protect myself and chase away or put away that danger that is coming my way. That's my answer.
Wow, I like the response, and I really enjoy that. Okay, now we want to all to know that this is just a foundation. We are coming back. Please watch out for it. We will let you know the next time we are coming. Before we step out of this program, I just want to advise the younger generation and the older generation about the importance of our culture and language. Then we step out of this show.
Are you asking me?
Yes, I just wanted
Oh,
to advise the current generation and the younger generation about the importance of the language and the culture.
if you are listening to me and you're starting your life, starting out in the world, discovering yourself, and looking at this globalization that's happening and taking over our world with one culture and one culture only, and that's what we call here the pop culture, I will tell you that you have to step back, think, assess, evaluate, and make sound decision for what's right for you. If you are giving up on your culture, if you're giving up on your language, you're giving up on your identity. And when your identity is lost, when your identity is gone, and you were actually the one that's giving it away, you're lost. You're lost throughout your life. There is a saying that goes like this: be yourself because the rest of the world is already taken. Think about that for a minute. Be yourself, which means cherish what you have, your customs, your values, your language, your culture, your background, everything that has to do with you. Cherish it, value it, and find a way to export it outside of your circle. And you will be amazed how much value people will find in what you have to offer that you did not think it was that important, it was that valued, it was that fascinating. That's my message to you. I know it's
Hmm.
hard. I know it's hard when you have been colonized for decades, when there is imperialism, when we all that we're not going to get into politics because that's not our way of doing things or approaching subject. But I do understand the youth. I do understand when they have corrupt government, when they see their hope, no hope, they see chaos around them. It's so easy to be taken down psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and everything else. Our role as people that have gone through certain experiences with certain knowledge, our role is to be out there and caution this youth to take a step back. What you see, everything you see in this world is a facade, a mirror. I call it a mirror of smoke. What's real, it's right here. What you have to offer, and all is stemmed from your culture, your values, your background. That includes your language. Don't be frugal. Don't be stingy in sharing that with the world. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you have to offer. Be proud of where you're coming from. And that's the only way we can not only advance our lives, but advance the life of others, our communities, and also our beautiful continent that has so much to offer.
Thank you very much. What a wise word there from a very wise woman of Africa. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We're going to stop from here, but the continuation we will put it on the spotlight soon. We'll put the poster out soon. After when we finish all the logistic, we'll let you know. But Mona, I want to thank you for coming out to be part of this show this evening. I just want to say thank you very, very much for accepting our invitation to be on the African Portal. The African Portal is home for all. We cannot get there alone. We can only get there when we work together. There is a saying that says, if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So together we can do it. Together we can achieve this. So let's keep on shining it. Let's keep on sending it out. Keep smiling. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you are doing. God bless you and have a beautiful time. And we'll see you soon by His grace. Enjoy the rest of your day and God bless you. It's a morning time on your side. It's night here on the African Portal. Keep shining. God bless you. Much love from this side. Keep doing what you are doing. We will get there together. God bless you. To everyone watching this program, I want to say thank you very much for coming out. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. The African Portal is a home for all. I will not step out of this program without speaking some African language. A máa fi ọ̀bẹ náà bẹ́ṣu ní àtẹ́lẹsẹ̀ àti ìbẹ̀nà ẹ̀ ń bá dámọ́ bọ̀ nìkan láàní dé bá ń lé o a ó lọ a ó padà wá lágbára ojúmọ́ orúkọ tèmi yí padà orúkọ tèmi náà ló dárí olùsàn ọmọ olùṣọ́ àgùntàn Samuel Olùṣègùn Olùsàn èmi ìjọpápá dààmú tán fọkùnrin bọ̀lẹ̀ ọmọ sísè sọ́sọ́ káríbi kọ́lé sí ọmọ níyàn ọjọ́ kẹfà tí ń ṣe rúgbẹ́lẹ́ tó jẹ́ òrì tí ẹ jẹ́. I want you to speak your dialect or your language as well before we step out.
I love that. I didn't understand anything of what you said, but it sounded like something very important. السلام عليكم. كنتمنى إلا شتيونا هنايا في هذا البورو أفريكان تي في داش راديو، إلا شتونا واستمتعتوا بهذه الفقرة، شجعوا هذه القناة لأنها كتخدم لصالح إفريقيا، المكان ديالها في جنوب إفريقيا، وإن شاء الله نعطيو المزيد باش نفعوا الناس اللي ماشي غير في إفريقيا بل خارج إفريقيا. وإن شاء الله جميعا ما عمر شي حاجة ما كتدار يد وحدة، خصنا نديروا يدينا في اليدين بعضياتهم باش نمشيو الأمان. كنحيي الناس ديال المغرب، كنحيي الناس ديال شمال إفريقيا، كنحيي الناس ديال إفريقيا كاملة، وإحنا كمغاربة كنمثلوا شعوب ثقافات العالم أينما كانوا. فتحياتي والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Wow, lovely. Thank you very much. I hear that. I hear that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone in northern part of Africa and the rest part of the world. Okay, a lot of people would like to know about your business. Kindly give us your website and a few information about your projects. Let's take it from there. I'm putting you on the spotlight. That's a pay
Okay.
advert.
Okay. My cultural awareness for corporate clients, corporation, and leaders is www.monalu.net. You just check it out, and you'd like to reach me, please send your message, send your inquiry, and we'll be more than happy to assist.
Wow, thank you very much. Everyone joining us, thank you so much. Everyone celebrating their birthday today. Happy birthday to everyone. Thank you so much. Keep watching the African podcast. Keep talking about it. It's a great time on this conversation this hour. See you again tomorrow. We have a lot of things lined up for you for tomorrow. Keep watching the African portal. God bless everyone. God bless Africa. God bless the global world. God bless everyone joining this program. And enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you. Bye for now. We go back to Morocco. We're going to dance to Morocco sang before we call it a day. Okay, thank you, everyone. Keep watching the African portal. We'll see you again. This is it. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye for now.
Bye.
A lot of people would like to know more about the African Portal. You can join our website www.theafricanportal.co.za. As well, you can call us on +277033584 is the number to call. So kindly call us and let's talk. Let's have conversation. Enjoy this music from Morocco as we call it a day. Bye for now. All the way from Morocco. Keep dancing to it and God bless.